Here. Welcome to Dr. Carolina Sueldo's YouTube channel. Today is Monday, July 7th, 2022, and today is the official launch. The reason that I decided to join this space is because I am passionate about empowering women through education about their fertility. I think it's so important that women know themselves, know their bodies, and know when to ask for help and when to be an advocate for themselves. So that's why I'm here, and I hope that you will join me on this incredible online YouTube journey. What you will find here is little 10-minute videos about all things women's health. So the idea is that every week, every Monday, I will be releasing a new 10-minute video, and there you will be able to learn a little bit about me and a little bit about what I do and a lot about women's health and reproductive healthcare information, okay? Today's video, I really wanted to start by introducing myself. I am a double board certified OBGYN and fertility specialist. Now, fertility specialists actually have a much longer name. We are reproductive endocrinology and infertility physicians. The short for that is REI, so you'll hear us use the term interchangeably. And to be able to do what we do, there is a lot of training involved. So I want today to take you on my journey of what that training looked like. So I was actually born and raised in Fresno, California. My parents are both physicians. They are both from the beautiful country of Argentina. They came here to the United States in the early 70s and then ended up deciding to stay and build their family. So I was born in 1984, and in 1999, December of 99, at the age of 15, my family and I decided to move to Argentina. And my parents really wanted us to experience their country, their culture, while we were still young enough before we went off to college. So at the age of 15, we moved to Buenos Aires. And in Buenos Aires, I completed my last 2 years of high school. And there I decided to stay for medical school as well. I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do with my career. I knew that I liked to help people, and I knew that I didn't want a desk job. And so my parents said, well, if that's the case, go for the highest degree. I had applied to several schools here in the US. I had a full ride scholarship to a couple programs, but ultimately decided that being close to friends and family and being able to go straight into a program versus having to do a bachelor's was in my best interest. So I chose to stay in Argentina, and I completed a 6-year medical school program there. My last 3 years of medical school, I was on scholarship, academic scholarship. The reason that that's significant is because scholarships are not common in Argentina. They're actually quite rare. So it was a significant academic achievement to be able to do that. While I was studying in Argentina, I was taking all the exams and preparing to come back to the United States for my training. As a foreign medical graduate, obviously things were a little bit more difficult, but I was able to secure a position and was actually able to return to my hometown of Fresno for my OBGYN residency training. So once a physician finishes medical school, they have to then specialize in whatever they're going to be doing. And so to become an OBGYN, that requires 4 years of training after you graduate medical school. And I still work with those residents today in the same hospital and the same clinic that I trained, which is very special to me. So I did 4 years of OBGYN residency training here in Fresno, California. It's interesting because the year I graduated, the program actually was doing, for the first time ever, a Resident of the Year award. And that Resident of the Year award was voted on by residents across all programs. And yours truly was actually the very first recipient of that Resident of the Year award. So definitely something that I held dear to my heart because I was nominated by my peers across the entire hospital. During my OBGYN residency program, I did complete some research, some outside rotations, and applied for an REI fellowship and fertility fellowship. I applied broadly. The year I applied, there were, I believe it was 38 programs available, and there were 42 total positions. I was able to secure one of those spots at the University of Connecticut, They were actually my first choice. The University of Connecticut is well known for their research on Lupron trigger, and we'll have more to come on that in future episodes. But it was a very, very rigorous training program, and I really learned a lot during my experience there. From a life standpoint, I realized I definitely did not want to live in the Northeast long term. And so when I graduated, being a single female professional, I decided that the Northeast was not for me. I was not quite ready to return back to Central Valley, and therefore decided to take a job in South Florida. I joined IVF Florida. It's a large program in South Florida. They're in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, so they're kind of across those 3 counties. And I was one of the physicians for that large program. I was there for 3 years. During those 3 years, I was able to have my private practice, work closely with my colleagues, but also I was able to teach residents and students, which I love. After 3 years, I met my now husband, Brady, and we decided together that we would move back to Central California. So in September of 2018, I'm sorry, let me backtrack. First, we went to Africa. We did a safari trip. I then did 2 weeks in Europe with my best friend from medical school, Virginia. And after that, we packed up our car. We drove across the country on a 7-day road trip across the country from Miami to Fresno. And in September of 2018, we arrived here ready to start our new chapter. So that new chapter included a wedding, included 2 babies, included our first home together. So there was a lot of firsts in those years. But we are very happy living here now, and I'm practicing as a physician for Women's Specialty and Fertility Center. I also have an academic appointment with the University of California, San Francisco, Fresno teaching program, so I get to teach those OBGYN residents that I once was, now more than 10 years ago. Let's see, what else can I tell you guys? So during my time in fellowship, I became board certified in OBGYN, and during my first 2 years of practice, I became board certified in REI, and I have maintained both certifications through this time. I also maintain active medical licenses, both in the state of California as well as the state of Florida. As I said in the beginning, I'm passionate about empowering women through education, and I hope that you have enjoyed listening a little bit about my story in today's episode as we look to now jump into a deep dive of the fertility world. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe. Please feel free to comment, DM me with questions, follow me on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.